we have a theory that thinks it's lunchtime, or
I think he's just embarrassed to be seen with you.
right.
I will note that Agadmatur's dog does not leave because Agadmatur is
Remind
wholesome.
people, Christmas is a national holiday, and I am a member of the American nation, and I owe it to my fellow citizen to have them and help them enjoy their national holiday, which is also my national holiday.
And so he's a Helleniser. He's a latter day Helleniser, is what he is. I mean, and he's doing this right in the Hanukkah season.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dennis Prager, and this is Fireside Chat number
218.
Dennis, a Jew loves Christmas. We have to claim this prick. No. See, we need excommunication, okay? I mean, we got too many fucking, like, prominent assholes and we can't get rid of them. That's fucked. I mean, and then you get the assholes who find some other assholes who will let them convert just so that they can be Jewish assholes. Like, there's a Nazi in Germany, was a candidate for parliament in the new Nazi party, and he went to Israel for a while, joined the army, killed some Palestinians, got to convert, and now he came back, and now he's making a career as the Jewish Nazi.
218. We didn't miss a week. COVID, no COVID, trips, no trips. I'm pretty committed to the Fireside Chat. What this is, if you're new to this, is very simple.
It's going to be extremely condescending, and they would not actually manage to survive even a cursory fact check.
I offer you thoughts from my heart and my mind. It is completely unrehearsed.
And it is sponsored by oil billionaires.
There is no, what do they call it? Prompter, yes. I'm not reading from a teleprompter. And it's a real way to be spontaneous and then take questions from you in different parts of the world who are watching. Well, this is the Christmas.
The dog is hiding his face. The dog is embarrassed to be seen with him. Critical support for the dog.
Christmas show, because it's coming out right before Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I want to talk to you about that because there's so much confusion. So I'll give you a perfect example. A professor of law at a law school in Indiana many years ago wrote a column about how she opposed a Christmas tree in the lobby, in the main lobby of the law school. And her reasoning was, it's not inclusive.
And really, it isn't. Well, I don't know. I know people who were raised Orthodox Jews and ended up communists. So, I mean, but still. And yeah, it's not inclusive if it's not including anything other than a fucking Christian thing. And I say that as somebody who actually rather likes Christmas trees. They smell nice. Some of them are very, very attractive. Don't have an actual problem with Christmas trees, but I see your point.
Would a non-Christian feel? So I'm a non-Christian.
Yeah, another non-Christian, not you. We know how you would feel.
I'm a religious, practicing Jew. And
what's the date of this thing? Because I'm just kind of curious if he actually takes Shabbos off.
I love a Christmas tree in the lobby of my school, and I love Christmas music, and I love Christmas.
Oh God, yeah, no, fuck Christmas music. I mean, one of the few things that I will quote Christopher Hitchens on is he once said that Christmas time, with that Christmas music is on there torturing the fucking, torturing all the retail workers who have to sit there and listen to it over and over and over again. He said it is sort of like a taste of what it might be like to be in what he called a one-party state. And I have to say, actually, no. Because I know of quite a few one-party states who actually have more diverse music than that. I mean, even North Korea offers more stylistic diversity than you get, you know, from about, the 1st of November these days until New Year's in the U.S.? Yeah, no, fuck Christmas music.
Christmas, and I will explain why on all of these matters. And I'm crazy about Christmas music. It puts me in a good mood. I normally listen to classical.
It puts him in a good mood, probably specifically because it's torture to retail workers and makes their ears bleed.
50s rock and roll, and a smattering of jazz and a whole host of other things. I love music.
Somebody on XKCD, they did a thing where they looked at the year the most commonly played Christmas songs in the US first came out. And it turned out it was all basically between about 1950 and 1959. And so it's basically what Christmas music is in the US is just reenacting boomers' childhoods.
Music. But in this season, I listen to Christmas carols, Christmas music, and I love it. It puts me in a good mood. So why would that be? If I'm not a Christian, why would I love Christmas? So
Well, you're getting paid
I'll put it to you in a different way and then answer it. Why wouldn't I love Christmas? It's what does the song go? It's the happiest season of them all, right? Isn't that one of the famous songs? It really is.
I thought I resigned.
And you know when I learned this will, I hope, interest you. So when I was 20 years old, I studied in England. My third year in college, I was in England, and I won a wonderful award from my college to study abroad. They paid for the whole year, and they gave me a stipend. I was very lucky.
Okay, and the English people that you were inflicted on less.
I gave it to one student, and I was very lucky to receive it. So I went to England, and with the money that they would give me every week, I would save up and then take trips. So during Christmas vacation, and at that time it was called
this guy
Christmas vacation.
Listen to that. I mean, this is the guy who tells us that today's students have it too easy. He got not only a bursary to study internationally, full ride on that, but a fucking stipend that so completely went beyond his daily needs that he could use it to fucking travel. And given his age, I'm guessing that it was back still in the days of British Rail, which means it would have been cheaper to travel because the rail fares did not go up yet the way they did with privatization.
Which is exactly what it should be called, because that's what it is. I'll get back to that too. I went to Morocco the cheapest way I could, by train and by boat. First the boat across the English Channel, then a boat from the bottom of Spain over to Morocco. I mean, of course, I could have flown, in like 90 minutes, but I didn't have the money for a flight. So I went by train and boat to Morocco. Why did I go to Morocco? Because I wanted at a very early age to go to every country in the world. So far, I've been to 130. I still...
That's really they all sent him back though.
Still have about 70 to go, and it gets harder and harder, I must say, once you've reached 130. Anyway, went to Morocco. Spent 2 weeks in Morocco alone. Traveling alone is awesome. You have the most intense experiences.
I do have to say this. I agree with him on. I hate to be saying that. I don't like to. It's uncomfortable agreeing with him on anything, but traveling alone rocks. I got a taste from it from a fairly early age. There's just something very nice about you, especially in the countries where you still get a compartment in your train, and sometimes you might actually have the whole compartment to yourself for a few hours, and you can just sit back and you can listen to your fucking music and just relax, and you're alone with your thoughts. And in the days before mobile phones, nobody could intrude on that.
because you can't look to a friend for cultural reinforcement. You have to adapt to the culture of the country. It's a very different experience traveling alone. It's more fun with somebody, but it's more intense when you do it alone. Anyway, I was alone. And
I'm not actually surprised by
this was, as I said, Christmas vacation. And it hit me.
And also, call it Christmas vacation, because that's what it is. You're saying it's not winter? I mean, what exactly is wrong with calling it winter vacation? Christmas is not the only holiday that happens in the winter. It isn't the only holiday that necessarily happens during the fucking period of the vacation. So, fuck off.
All of a sudden, really hit me hard. I'm missing home. I hadn't missed home for one day in England. Why am I missing home? And I analyzed myself a great deal, and I needed to know what's bothering me. And I hit upon it. I'm missing Christmas. I'm missing the Christmas music and the Christmas trees, the Christmas decorations, the Merry Christmas that people said to each other. And I thought, wait a minute. I come from a religious Jewish home which didn't even have a Christmas tree. Why am I
didn't even.
I'm missing Christmas? Then I realized, because it's awesome. That's why. It's a fantastic time of the year. I was in a Muslim country, and there was no Christmas. And that was an awakening to me, one of the many awakenings that I've had in my life.
There are, incidentally, Arab Catholics all over North Africa.
And that was one of them. I really missed Christmas. And I now miss Christmas in a different way because, of course, I knew it. We bet on whether Otto would get up and leave.
Yeah, and once again, I find it... I find myself in agreement with Otto. Otto's bored with him too.
I don't know why. We have a theory that he thinks it's lunchtime. Or
I think he's just embarrassed to be seen with you.
Right. So it's sad. What can we do? Maybe.
I will note that Agad Matur's dog does not leave. Because Agad Matur is wholesome. Yeah, I mean, which is a weird kink as a fucking, somebody raised Orthodox Jewish to miss having to miss Christian domination.
Snoopy will come and sit there. Well, be that as it may, there really is a war on Christmas. To deny that is to
to
really do something very common and awful. Lie to yourself. Look, here,
you mean sort of like you do every time you talk about COVID?
Here are some examples.
Yeah, except... Yeah, I'm still live for another 16 minutes, in fact. Except Richard Dawkins grew up, he was raised Christian, and you can fucking tell. I mean, being raised Jewish and then missing Christian domination that is some weird-ass kinky shit. Hey, Erica, good to see you.
Everybody had a Christmas vacation when I was a kid. Today, nobody does. It's winter vacation. Okay?
Yeah, because it's winter and people have different holidays.
Okay? That's an example. Every company had a Christmas party. That's what it was.
And they suck. See, it says everything about what kind of person... people who actually miss office Christmas parties. First of all, I mean, the last office I worked in had one. It sucked. I mean, there's something just absolutely... Even with a free bar... When you're around a bunch of people that you only tolerate because it's what pays your fucking cost of living, having an open bar is actually a dangerous thing.
call a Christmas party. Virtually no company now in America has a Christmas party. It's a holiday party.
What's wrong with that? Where's the war, dude? I mean, see, you'd think for a guy who actually kind of likes war generally, he would understand that renaming things is not a war. That's not what a war actually does.
By the way, I always get a kick out of that when people say to me, "Happy holiday." So if I'm in a frisky mood, I go, "What holiday did you have in mind?"
Whatever holiday you celebrate, you twat.
I get a kick out of that. Just to get them to say Christmas.
Yeah, except they won't necessarily say Christmas. I mean, I don't really say Happy Holidays either, to be honest. I don't really say Merry Christmas, all that much either. I mostly just fucking say hi. But, I mean, I don't mean any specific holiday. If I were saying that, I mean, okay, that looks like some kind of weird-ass link spam, so we're blocking user on YouTube. But, I mean, the point is, there are a couple of holidays a person can mean, and they're leaving it up to the person on the receiving end to decide which holiday they're being congratulated for. Greeted for, whatever.
And, of course, Merry Christmas has been supplanted by Happy Holiday.
Really?
So it's almost like the C word. You're not supposed to utter it. Every other
People say it all the time. What, I mean, what, cunt?
holiday is mentioned in America is mentioned by name. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy New Year. Enjoy your July 4th.
The thing is, basically, New Year is practically universal. There isn't one holiday overshadowing every single other holiday in every one of those other cases.
But Christmas is a holiday.
No, Christmas is a holiday. It is one of several holidays celebrated during fucking December, you dickhead.
So please, just let's be honest. There's been a
he's going to be honest from now on?
desire to, in effect, obliterate it for the theoretical reason that professor at this law school gave. It's not inclusive. If they
Yeah, and what's wrong with being fucking inclusive, asshole? You're not losing anything.
say Merry Christmas on an airplane, God forbid, they won't be inclusive. What does that mean, not to be inclusive?
It means to exclude people for either no good reason or, in some cases, not to exclude people at all. I mean, yeah, and I can say, growing up in the U.S., also Jewish, having to sing all the fucking very religious Christmas songs in public school growing up actually really pissed me off, to be honest, because we only got like one song. And it wasn't even a good one.
I always give I give a Jewish example. In Israel, on the Jewish
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, well, if Israel does it, couldn't possibly be non-inclusive. I mean, Israel is the inclusiveness country.
New Year, on the radio and citizen to citizen in the street, they go, Shana Tova, Shana Tova, Happy New Year. But what if 20% of Israel is not Jewish? So
yes, and they're excluded in all sorts of ways, actually going well beyond what fucking holiday greetings people use. I mean, it's a country that actually operates an explicit, racially segregated system of citizenship that 20% of their own citizens is in the second class category. So, yeah, people aren't too busy talking about people saying Shana Tova because Israel's too busy like destroying people's homes, denying them building permits, refusing to put sewerage in Palestinian towns, and just occasionally murdering large numbers of people. So it's just low on the list.
what if you're not a Jew? Is it not inclusive to say Happy New Year? Theoretically, it's not inclusive. So
Yeah, it really isn't. Although the thing is, there again, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's a major Muslim holiday going, or a Muslim holiday that has become major going on around the same time as Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and I can't think of any. I feel like I would have heard of something if there was some big Muslim occasion going on at the same time. And the reason it is not inclusive is because there are people who celebrate other things and not just don't celebrate Christmas, but also celebrate other shit.
So should Israelis stop saying Shana Tova on the radio?
Have people in the U.S. stopped saying Merry Christmas on the radio? I mean, I don't listen to much radio, but I have a feeling no.
Every country has holidays. And by the way, I always remind people Christmas is a national holiday, not just a Christian holiday. It is a national American holiday.
No, it fucking isn't. Except in the sense that it is a day off work. Although, of course, the U.S. is remarkable in that just because something is a federal holiday in the U.S. doesn't mean that you're entitled to paid time off work unless your employer just happens to be cool like that.
And I am a member of the American nation, and I owe it to my fellow citizen to have them and help them enjoy their national holiday, which is also my national holiday.
Okay. And I just have to say, this is like, this reminds me of the Hanukkah story, I have to say, because the thing about the Hanukkah story, well, there was a class element to it that often gets left out, because there were quite a few people in the Judean community, the upper class, who were kind of fine with all the Hellenizing, kind of fine with it assimilating to the whole Greek way of doing things, and desecrating the temple and all that shit. And it was actually the peasantry. It was the poor people in the Judean community, as it was at the time, who were pissed off about that. And so he's a Helleniser. He's a Latter-day Helleniser, is what he is. I mean, and he's doing this right in the Hanukkah season. I mean, if he was raised Orthodox Jewish, he has to understand the profound fucking irony of him making this particular argument right in this time of year of all time.
Not inclusive. That's the most meaningless phrase. Well, it's not true. The competition for meaningless phrases.
How's it meaningless? It's not hard to actually, the meaning is fairly clear.
It's intense.
God, we've gotten all through the whole war on Christmas and no blood has been shed. It's just people are using a greeting that takes into account the possibility that people celebrate something else. Wow, I'm shocked. I thought that this was going to be the one, that he was the one. He said he was going to be honest. I thought he was going to be honest when he said that. That he was going to give us the goods on the war on Christmas, and here is fuck all.
Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, returning.
Yeah. Otto doesn't want to be anywhere near this shit.
What is that about, Otto?
He doesn't want to be seen with you, Dennis.
Oh, he's eating something. All right, Otto, please.
He had to be bribed to get back in the room with him.
Push a bulldog. That's why they're called bulldogs. But Otto, the bed awakened.
Okay, when you can't see the dog and he gets that look on his face, it looks like Otto's eating something else.
Awaits you. The bed awaits you. This notion of not inclusive
keeping
is absurd.
his head away from the camera.
Not inclusive. Why invite people to your birthday party? It's not their birthday. Right?
Because it's nice to celebrate with people. That's totally, how is that the same thing?
It's not inclusive. It's meaningless, that phrase.
See, and Erica, yeah, you're right. Christmas has been stripped of any real religious meaning. I think we need to go back to the original meaning of Christmas, which is when you're in a long-term relationship with somebody who can't get you pregnant. You need an explanation for why you got pregnant anyway, and so you decide to invent a new religion. I mean, Christmas is clearly the day for a little extra on the side. That is the true meaning of Christmas. A little extra on the side, and no requirement for plausible excuses.
Very fact that you wish me a Merry Christmas means you're including me, right? That's the irony.
No, it actually is. It doesn't mean that. The irony is it actually doesn't mean that, and that's also not what fucking irony means. Because the point is, when you're constantly being congratulated for a holiday that A, you don't celebrate, not for the one that you do celebrate, rather than just being greeted in a way that actually kind of acknowledges that maybe that people have different fucking traditions during the season, you're being excluded. You're not being included in that. That's not the same thing as being invited over for fucking Christmas drinks or something like that. That's not the same thing. Yeah, I mean, what... Yeah, see, I understand why he says this is unscripted, because you would not want to admit to having actually written that in advance.
The very fact that you're inviting me to a Christmas party means you're including me. That means it's inclusive.
Oh, God. See, you were saying it was meaningless before, and now suddenly you've understood it, and you're just trying to find a new ridiculous thing for it to mean.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, his brother, the Basset Hound. He only came in.
And yeah, also keeping his face away from the camera. Neither of them want video evidence that they were present for this shit show.
I think he smelled the bone. There's no question. This is of great interest. Hi, Snoop. How are you? Great to see you. That's the guy. Dogs are a crack up. Maybe I should do a commentary once on dogs.
No, just show us, just do a fucking dog stream where you're someplace else and it's the fucking dogs. I'm actually here for the dogs. The dogs are clearly a little bit uncomfortable with the level of shit that's coming out of your mouth. And yes, it is 2:45, and it is time to wrap up. But we are resuming the normal schedule now, so I will be back. Yes. I will be back on Friday at 11:30 Eastern Daylight, or Eastern Time. And I look forward to seeing you there. It was nice to see everybody back. I hope you all had a good holiday, whichever holiday it is, because... the reason I say that is I don't know what fucking holidays people are celebrating. They don't actually tell me. I don't, in advance. It's not a conversation I really have, so I like to be all-inclusive. Because the term actually does fucking mean something. Dennis. Good night.